Good morning, everyone from Europe. Today we will make some introduction about China compulsory certification system. This webinar is organized by Sunset, our project, and another European-funded project in China, namely EUSME Center. So before we start our webinar, we only invited Mr. Alessio Paterno from EUSME Center to make some introduction about their center and the service they will offer in China for the European SMEs. And then after that, we will make some quick introduction about the CCC product, CCC system. Alessio, you.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Alessio Pettino, and thank you very much, Betty, for having us today. It's a great pleasure to do this together because standard certification is a very important aspect that European SMEs face in China, and so we're very happy to do this together, and we're very happy to do things in the future. Very quick introduction about our center. The European Union SME Center in China is, sorry for the color, it was supposed to be white, but so it's an European Union funded project. It has been around for 10 years. This year is the 10th year, and the objective is to help European SMEs to access China, to get ready for China, or if already in China, to grow and to perform better in China. We are currently at the third phase, which started a couple of months ago and will end in March 2022. It's implemented by 5 European Chambers of Commerce in China, which you see at the bottom of the page. We're also a member of the European Enterprise Network, and we partner with various stakeholders from both business and government in Europe and in China. And we have a physical office in Beijing, in Sanlitun here. So what do we do? Basically 4 areas of service. We have a knowledge center. Basically, we write and produce publications on different aspects, market access, but also customs or thematic sector reports, which are all free of access. You can find on our website. Advice center. I will focus more in detail on this in the next slide. Then we have a training center, which we organize trainings, workshops, webinars on different issues, both sectoral issues like food and beverage or ICT, circular economy, but also on horizontal issues such as customs or government affairs for SMEs and so on. And finally, we have an advocacy platform for SMEs, which is free of access. Basically, we gather all SMEs and we discuss about new policy updates and new regulations, and then these are reflected in annual publications, position papers that we have. A quick few words on the advice advice center. Basically, it's a free service that we provide. If you have any questions on the Chinese market, or if you need some assistance, for instance, if you have a product stuck at the customs, or you would like to know some more details, or if you have some doubts, if you would like to have our own opinion on preliminary due diligence on potential partners, then you can contact us and we will reply. We have a team of experts, both in-house and external, that will respond to your questions. And this is absolutely free. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Very quick overview of what a few of activities we are doing next. Throughout the entire project, we will do many workshops and webinars, but in particular 2 next week. One will be on circular and green and circular economy in China, and will be online, and then another one on digital exports and cross-border e-commerce. Both are free. So if you're interested in topics, please, you can find details in the agenda on our website, and you can register for free. We're also having a working group meeting still next week, still on e-commerce, and this is also online and offline. If you're in Beijing or Shanghai, you can attend, and this is for free. We will produce a total of 11 reports. We provide, as mentioned before, free technical assistance. And we also are in the process of developing a self-diagnosis tool. Basically, it's a quiz where SMEs that are not yet in China and would like to enter, they can test whether they have the enough preliminary information, that we can provide more readings, more information, more details for them to prepare better. And this would conclude my very short presentation on the USME Center. And again, thank you, Betty. I'm very happy to be here, and very happy that this workshop on webinar on CCC is taking place today.
Thank you, Alessio. Now I will make a simple introduction about our project, which is seconded to European standardization expert in China. And we are funded by 5 European standardization related organizations and government agencies. First is the European Commission, DG GROW, and the other government agencies, FTL Secretariat, and then 3 standardization organizations, SAN, SANELAC, and ASI. And we have already since the project started actually from 2006, and now we have 3 successful phases already. And currently we are in the 4th phase, which started from 2018, and it will finish in October 2021. And what is the goal? Our goal is to support European Commission's policy and European Standardization Organization's strategy in China, and to cooperate and enhance the cooperation in the field of standardization, and to support the European standardization activities in China. And this is a priority list. We have horizontal technical priorities and political priorities. So you can see that market access, like CCC, is one of our priority topics. That's why today, together with the European SME Center, we make this simple, quick introduction about CCC, targeted to the newcomers and also the SME European small and medium enterprises who are willing to export their products in China, but who does not know how to do and whether they need to do CCC or not. Now we focus on the quick introduction of China Compulsory Certification CCC. So today we cover about 10 small areas, from the beginning of the overview of CCC, the K to Chinese market, the legislation background, the basic rules, and also how to do CCC and how to make your CCC marks and certificates, and the exemptions of CCC, whether you can get that exemption if you are covered by CCC category. Now first, what is CCC? The overview of CCC. First, CCC is a China Compulsory Certification, and it is a market access permission system in Chinese market. And the aim is to protect the human health, the safety and environment of environmental protection of China. So, and also CCC is not only for the products, it's also for the systems. And the CCC is for the products only sold in China. And the products listed inside the CCC category. So you can see there are many different products, but only those that are listed by CCC category need to be certified with CCC certification bodies and paste the CCC marks. And also this system started from 2002 after China joined the WTO system. And also most of the products covered by CCC are consumer products. And another simple introduction about CCC. So currently there are 103 products in 17 categories are covered by CCC. It covers, for example, toys, the low voltage products, household appliances like refrigerator, air conditioning, and also some car, some some car industry, some car components, and of which 19 products started to doing a self-declaration system in China. And besides these 19 products, all other products need to be do the third-party certification. And now currently there are 35 designated certification bodies and totally 243 designated assigned laboratories. So you can see that 35 certification bodies can issue CCC certificates, and you can choose from 240 labs to do the testing. And the certification rules, there are currently 8 general rules and 36 specific product certification rules. And until today, totally 65,000 enterprises are certified with CCC, and the 567,000 valid certificates have already issued by the Chinese CCC certification bodies. So what needs to be done for the CCC? First, if your products are covered by CCC, you have to make sure that your products comply with the relevant standards that are cited or referenced by the CCC certification scheme. And those standards are all Chinese national and sector standards. So somebody will ask me whether IEC standards and ISO standards could be used in China. Yes, but they have to be adopted by Chinese and become a Chinese national standards. Second, the certification has to be done by the designated certification bodies. So every year, CNCA will issue a list of the certification bodies. So we have already said that 35 certification bodies can issue CCC certificates. And after you get the CCC certificates, you can paste, print, and or modeling CCC mark on your products. And after that, then the products can go to Chinese market. If your products are covered by CCC and you do not do the CCC mark, which means you are violating Chinese law, and you will your company or your distributor will be fined by the Chinese market surveillance authorities. The second, sorry, the color is so strange. So the list of CCC, all the documents are listed for the CCC regulation. First, we have the China Certification and Accreditation Audit, and also the number of different documents that regulate the price, the model, and the CCC category for the system. So the list of common implementation rules, there are 8 rules that can be used for every product under covered by CCC, including, for example, the factory inspection, which is number 6, and also the self-declaration, which is number 8, and also others like the manufacturing, the classification system, and also the certification mode selection and the confirmation system. So these 8 are used for they are general and common implementation rules and are used for all the certification processes. Besides that, we also have the number 117, the SAMR document, regulate like the CCC purpose, the CCC registration departments, that who can do CCC and what kind of rules, and also the certification rules, like whether you need to do third-party certification or whether you only need to do the self-declaration, and also the certification basic contents, for example, how to do the factory inspection, and what is a quality management system, and what kind of documents do you need to keep for your products to make sure that you can get CCC and you can pass the market surveillance. And also like the certification validation. Currently, the certificates will be valid for 5 years. And the other is the basic rules. Now, this is all the products, the products list. For example, the wires and cables, the low voltage electronic devices, the low power motors, and also recently the explosion-proof electrical appliances are also included in CCC. So basically, this is information about the products. And the CCC products are under changing every year or every 2 years. You have to check. For example, in 2008, there are 2 announcements that remove the products from CCC category, and the also two new announcements which have include new products. For example, the explosive-proof electrical products into the system. So basically, every year, CNCA, China National Certification and Accreditation Authority, will check, will publish the CCC category, so you can find out whether your products need to do CCC or not. Second, this is an example of where to find the CCC category. For example, in 2020 number 18, the SAMR optimizing the CCC certification category. So this is the most updated category for CCC, and also the description of what kind of products, like above 12 volts and 1000 volts DC, and also AC, and also the toys or the windows or the glasses used in the car, sort of thing. Such kind of information will be listed in the product certification categories. And the for the CCC products, CNCA released relevant product certification application rules. So totally 44 implementation rules are published by the Chinese government, CNCA. So they are used as references for the different certification bodies. So the certification bodies can, based on the published implementation rules, and make their own detailed certification implementation rules. So according to their rules, they will do the CCC processes. And these 44 implementation rules can be found by the links we offer here. And also in the implementation rules, it will specifically say that which standards need to be followed or need to be complied by the products. For example, the GB or GBT standards. So basically, we made some research that the products for the electrical, especially low voltage directives covered products, basically the CCC used standards are generally 80% of the standards used are identical to IEC standards, which means the products produced in Europe comply with low voltage directives basically can enter Chinese market and can get CCC. And the marks. So in the previous time, there are CCC 50 or CCC F&E and CCC Fire, but now all these marks are combined as a unified one mark, CCC only. So the upper left-hand column, the upper one will be the currently used CCC products. You may still see some of the products are with CCCS and CCCF. They are all obtained such a mark before 2018. Since 2018, no such kind of marks will be issued by the certification bodies. It is no longer exist anymore. And how much will I pay and how long it will take to get a CCC? So really depends on how efficient your company is. So basically, if you have every documents ready, you don't have to do translation, you don't have to do a lot of other unnecessary steps. So basically, if your products fulfill CCC requirements with all the standards, and you can arrange the testing to China or in the shortest time, and also the testing can be done in the normal time, and also the certification can check your documents, check your testing results and reports. So basically, the minimum time you spend for getting a CCC is 6 months. So 6 months is what I saw on overseas manufacturers, the quickest time they can get of CCC. And also how much it will cost? So usually 500 RMB. So basically this is about 80 euro for one product. And also you need the approval and registration or application fee or registration fee. That's another 800. And also the factory inspections. So basically, if the certification body sent the engineers to do the factory inspection, so you need to pay 250 renminbi, which is about 300 euro per day. However, you have to share the air tickets and also the accommodations. So basically, the engineer, the certification body usually arrange their factory inspections with several companies or manufacturers in Europe. For example, 4 to 5 manufacturers altogether in Germany, they will send the inspectors to there. So basically, if you check all this, it probably will cost you about 20,000 RMB generally for getting a CCC. So it is basically the price of paying for getting CCC is not very expensive. You have to wait. You have to send in the testing samples. You have to do the type test and also other documents because you have to translate all your documents into Chinese, which are paid by yourself, and you don't have to pay for the certification body. So this is also the side prices you have to side cost for paying. So if you ask me, basically I would say that 50,000 for one CCC certification and one CCC products. Yeah, so that's reasonable. 50,000, 40,000, they are fine. But if you hire some consulting firm, it is different story. So I just tell you the basic price you will pay. And what is a certification mode? In CCC they have a design verification and also type test, and also the take samples at the production site for testing or inspection, market sample or inspection, and also examines the corporate quality assurance capabilities, and some following up or the factory following up or the after certification inspections. So basically, there are 6 different types of the inspections or certification modes, and inside them, 2, 3, 5, and 6 are all very common modes. So it is the who is doing what in CCC. So in a summary, the central government, the CNCA, China National Certification and Accreditation Administration, will define the system. Like they will define the product category, they will define the certification mode, and also they will confirm the price. As the CNCA design the certification body, they also issue the price line for all the different certification bodies. So basically, if your products can be done by 3 or 4 certification bodies, they basically will charge the same price. And the principle of CNCA is there must be more than 3 certification bodies for one product. So they can have so give the manufacturers more choices on choosing different certification bodies. So, and then the second line is the certification body and the testing labs will do the certification and testing. And the market surveillance will be done by the local authorities. So if your products have already sold in China, you will be supervised or doing market surveillance by the local authorities. They will take your products from the market and do the sample testing and check whether you have CCC or similar kind of measures will be done for this. So this is the another list of CCC products. Why I list here? Because number 12, after I finish the webinar, another 60 slides are example of how to do the drills and electrical grinders. A case study or a solid example of how to get a CCC. And also you can see the CNC give different code. For example, the code says is 0102, 0101, and also the circuit switches is 0201. Why doing this? Because in the latest slices you will see different certification body are assigned with different codes to do the CCC certificate. So there are 3 different certification modes. First is a third-party certification, which means that 84 different products need to go to the China certification bodies and get a CCC. Going to China certification body means you have to translate every product, every documents into Chinese. For example, if they ask you the manual of your product, it has to be into Chinese language. And with some lower risk products, you can do self-declaration B, which means you can do the testing in the CCC labs, and also after you get the report, you can do self-declaration. And the last one, number 3, the most lower risk products, can do the self-declaration A, which means you can do the type test in a Chinese certain ES credited labs, which means it's not necessary to be CCC labs. And then after you do that, you can get the testing report, and then you can do self-declaration. Which also means if your testing labs in your manufacturers can do the testing, you can do that in your own company's testing resources, but with one condition, which is your testing lab have already passed CNES accreditation. After that, you can do the testing in your own testing lab. I'm very sorry for the slides, but it changed after we show on this grid. So basically, we will have 32 different CCC categories. For example, 36 product specific rules are 4 different products. For example, the NCA C0101 is for wires and cables, and also another C1401 is for agriculture machinery. In the application rules, they will show the application scope of the rules. They will see the standards. They will list the certification model, and they will list the certification unit, and they will also list how to entrust, implement it, and post supervise of the certificate. They also will list the valid period of certification, and will also ask you how to maintain and update the certificates. For example, if your company name has changed, you need to inform the certification body and update your certificates. And after that, you can post CCC on your products. Here is the certification body. I just list one example. For example, China CQC, China Quality Center. They are China Quality Certification Center CQC. They are designated with different products. For example, wires and cables, low voltage switchgear, low voltage components, and low power motor and motor vehicles, lighting appliance. So basically, if your products belong to such category, you can go to CQC. As I have already mentioned, usually 3 certification bodies are capable of issue the CCC for one product. So you can have 3 options of different certification bodies. Here is a list, so totally 35. I just list some of them. You can check on their website, and also if you can also check with your distributor. I think they are very familiar with all the different certification bodies. And labs. There are 243 labs that can do CCC, but they have their own capabilities and their own scopes. For example, I list one foreign invested laboratories here, which is Truth, and they can do power tools for the testing. I need to remind you here that the testing labs can only do the testing reports. They cannot issue the certificate. The certificate can only be issued by the certification body, which means only 35 certification body, and they are all Chinese certification bodies can issue CCC. So how can you do your CCC? First, you have to determine whether your products fall into the scope of CCC. And after that, you have to find out the conformity assessment method. If your products are in the category of a self-declaration A, you only need to do the self-declaration. But if your products are categorized as a third-party certification, you have to go to the certification bodies for CCC and apply for CCC certificate. And before you doing that, you have to check whether your products fulfill the standards, because which are very important. If you do not comply with Chinese standards, it will mean that you cannot pass to the test. You cannot get the testing report. You cannot go to Chinese market. And after that, you have to go to certification bodies, and also you need to do self-declaration. Here is the introduction of how to check with your the CCC, whether you belong to CCC or not. Several cases. First, you can check the name. For example, if your products are just wire, if your products are household appliances, refrigerator, it's easy to find out that you need CCC. And also, if your product name cannot help you to find out whether you need to CCC, you need to check the product's attributes or features. Or you need to, another way is to compare the standards. And also to see whether you belong to the catalog. Or find the keywords in the eligible certification bodies to see whether they have the previous cases for your products. Or then you can just make a phone call to the certification bodies to say, look, I'm producing a vacuum cleaner of what kind of information, and then they will tell you whether you need CCC or not. Another way is to check the HS code and the CCC. So every year, CNCA will publish CCC and HS code. So you check your HS code to see, for example, electrical fans with all the HS code, and then we will see that this they need CCC. So for example, the cords, some of them are easily to tell. Some of them you need to do a little work to see. And also they give the notes of third-party certification or need a self-declaration. So this form can be get by CNCA, but they only offer Chinese version. But we in our website, ccc.com.eu, and in the future on the EU SME Center's website, you will find the English version of HS code and the CCC category comparison. And last step, if you are not sure whether your product is CCC, check your competitors. If your competitors produce the same products, they export to China, and they have done CCC, which also means that you also need a CCC. So this is the way of determining. After that, you determine the different certification schemes to see whether you need how to do that. So after you found the certification model, you can first apply, make application on the website of the certification body. And after they accept your application, you will ask you to send your products, the sampling of your products for testing, and then you ship your products to the certification body to do the testing. And after you do the testing, you will Meanwhile, the factory inspectors sent the request for factory inspection. And after all the testing and factory inspection has been finished, then you can wait for the evaluation of the certification results. And after that, they will give you the CCC, and they will do some following up inspections. For example, every year they will check your factory, or some of the products will be done every 2 years. And after that, they will also do some reviews to ensure that CCC are still valid. So this is CCC certificates. They have basically the Chinese version and also the English translation if you ask. So for a Chinese manufacturer, they obviously do not need a Chinese version. I believe the European manufacturers definitely need an English version for that. So the CCC exemptions, your products are covered by CCC category, but you are wonder whether you can get exemption. Yes, sometimes you can. First, they list 8 conditions or 8 scenarios that you can get a CCC exemption. For example, if you only ship less than 10 products to China, you can ask or apply for exemption, which belongs to the small number of products. And also CCC testing samples, you don't do CCC. And also the government aid, for example, if this is a project that's ordered by some governments, you can apply for CCC. But they may also ask that you have to fulfill the CE requirements. And also if you bring that or take that by yourself, you don't need CCC. This is belongs to as a personal belonging. And also some diplomats' personal belongings. Another is the returned products. If your products have been returned for manufacturing, for fixing, for repairing, you don't have to show them CCC. And also for the exhibitions or road trips or any other purpose, you do not need a CCC. And also, China recently have opened several tax-free zones. In that tax-free zone, you do not need a CCC. So you have to check with the customs to see that whether I can get that. Make sure that you get the exemption approval before you really ship your products in China. I saw too many cases that in the customer, the manufacturers have to give up their products because they cannot go to a Chinese market, and it will too pricey to get the products back to Europe. So this is such waste of the resources. I mean, and also you will lose a lot of money, cost for such risk. Here are all the CCC related. Here are all the CCC related websites. For example, the CCC scope of April 2020. You can find from SAM website, and also CNCA website, the certification bodies and certification labs, and also the certification implementation rules, and also the national certification and accreditation information. For example, if you are doing self-declaration A, you can find any CNAS accredited labs to do the testing. And the last one is the self-declaration registration system. You have to register. If you do self-declaration on your products, you still need to register in Chinese website, which are different from our CE marking low voltage directives requirements. And the last is the timely updated information you can find out from our website. CCC.eu, for example, the HS code. You can also visit EU SME Center for more information on CCC, and they are also doing very good job on helping the small SMEs in Europe. So thank you, and any questions? And I also prepared some examples which will be sent after this webinar. So please list your questions on the question on the chat, so we can answer your questions. Or you can also raise your hand, so I can make you unmute, and you can ask the questions. Someone asked whether could it be possible to send me the presentation after the call. Yes, definitely. We will distribute this presentation and also the recording of the webinar to you, the link, so you can get all the information after this call. Any other questions? Okay, unless you have a question, so we can answer you. Yeah, we can.
I think it was a great presentation, very useful. Many things that actually didn't know, many things that European SMEs ask us very frequently. So, so if you have any questions on this, guys, the CCC project and Betty are your best option. I have one question about the inspection, actually. You mentioned that inspectors need to fly to Europe and make an inspector factory, but given the the COVID, the pandemic situation this year or next year, how is it possible to make this testing directly in Europe, or how can it be done, this inspection, because of travel restrictions?
Yes, that's a very good question, because I joined a meeting organized by CNCA, and actually in this year, 2020, CNCA asked the certification bodies to do the remote factory inspection and remote review for the factory inspection. But obviously, there are still some difficulties. For example, the shutdown or the timing. So basically, the remote one is that they will have a teleconference or Zooming systems, and the one engineer will be from the factory can go around and tell the inspectors what is this. This is our manufacturing site, and this is our quality system, and this is something like that. But yes, compared to the traditional inspection, remote, they need more other requirements, and the certification bodies are also thinking whether they can entrust someone in Europe to do the factory inspection. But the current situation, I didn't hear any solid case yet. So basically, you can contact with a certification body. I heard some of the certification body have already sent the inspectors based in Europe to do all the factory inspections, all the reviews. One person do all, so they don't have to send. Or some of them have been postponed for another 6 months. But definitely, remote factory inspection will be available if the situation will be continue like this.
Very good, thank you. Perfect.
Okay, another questions. We also have another question. If you have family of products with different power levels, do you need to have all products tested for only one testing of only some sample types? That is also a very good question. This is about the products classification or unit classification. So basically, it really depends on different products. For low voltage products, different level of voltage definitely means different products. So it means that you have to do according to the requirements of the certification body, say, like 50 volts, 200 volts. They have to test it by different they have to been tested as a different products. Only if you see that we have a transformer to change our products, the other end is connected to the transformer with only one category of volts. So my recommendation is be prepared that different voltage means different products, but you also need to check, because you just asked me different volts. I don't know what kind of products that you produce. You still need to check your products, check the certification procedure to see that some of the certification have already seen that 20 volts, 20 to 50, 50 above. So if they have already do such kind of classification, it is no doubt that you will do 3 different testing with different voltage categories. Okay, another question. I have a question about yearly CCC factory inspection. It faced one and it was requested for a verification report of products. Can you explain a bit more about yearly verification report? Some of the factory inspection need to be done yearly, and some of the products or the goods manufacturers, the certification body can do the factory inspection every 2 times. But when they do the yearly factory inspection, they ask you to do some verification report. They will send you the form to say such kind of information is not changed. Or, for example, the quality assurance or the documents or recording or the design or the factory producing land has not been changed. You have to verify, or you can also report to them that it has been changed. So different certification body and different products will get different verification report. You just contact your previous certification body and ask them this year's verification report and answer all their questions and verify or answer all the different questions. If everything is a change, the most possible solution is that they don't do the factory inspection anymore. If you change the producing line from workshop A to workshop B, definitely they will do the factory inspection again. So this is the purpose of the verification reports. Any other questions? No, it seems no. It's also 5:30 in Beijing time, and also I'm sorry for some of the weak or unclear slices for the display. We will make it more clear and then distribute all the presentations to the participants after the webinar. And still, if you have more questions, or if you have some friends who are working in SME, in small and medium companies, or working as a certification or quality insurance department, and you have questions about CCC, please do not hesitate to let them contact us or contact the EU SME Center in Beijing. so we can answer the questions. Now we have another one. Before that, in case of LVD products, in case of LVD products, the products is already tested as per ICEN standard. Then do we have to again test the product in CCC approved lab in China? This is also a very good question. Basically, yes, you have to do that in China again. But if you have done the testings in a CB recognized laboratory, some of the Chinese labs also accept CB report. So you can, so you don't have to do that again. But anyway, the testing board, the certification body will ask you for the Chinese laboratories testing report, and most of the time you have to do that again because the testing labs will charge you or do their business. I think all the certification bodies or notified bodies are in the same position, no matter it is in Europe or in China. But CB report was asking so you can save your time and save the cost, but mostly save the time of sending the sample and doing the test again. So I hope this will answer your question. Yeah, especially for LVD, CB report is very useful. Okay, we will give another 3 minutes for questions. After 3 minutes, if we do not receive any questions, we will happily close this webinar. And also before the webinar, Alessio also asked me another question about coffee machine manufacturers. They reported that when their products are used for the business, they do not need CCC. But if they reported their products used for the consumers, they need CCC. Yes, we do. So we do see this case. The CCC purpose is to protect the consumer's safety and health. So the industry application, the products used inside the industry side or in the business side do not need a CCC. It will covered by the workplace safety requirements or safety regulations in China. So, for example, a monitor. A monitor, if it is sold in China as a consumer products for personal use or for the household use, you need CCC. But some of the monitors, if you report it is used only in the industry, inside the factory, or used for the industry display, or for the medical devices display, these products do not need CCC. So basically, just to keep in mind, CCC is for consumer products, most of the consumer use, not for commercial or industry use. Here we come another question. How can I get a CCC for a new kind of product where is no international or Chinese standard yet? It is also a very good and tricky question. We had experience of European manufacturers produce a vacuum cleaner with the ultra function of germ killing lighting system, which cannot find a proper Chinese standards or international standards. So basically, the certification body wants to give them the CCC for their vacuum cleaning products. So you have to contact the CCC certification body to see that whether your products are with a different innovative function can fulfill such requirements. So, or you can also check whether your creative or innovative products are covered by CCC at all. Some of the time you can escape because the name or the innovative function of your products that CCC do not know and CCC do not cover yet. So such condition, you do not need to do CCC. Otherwise, it's very complicated and difficult. We also have a case for China Rose, that is cleaning mechanic. The manufacturer claimed in the custom that it is a cleaning, and they do not need China Rose. But if you claim as a vacuum cleaner or cleaning machine, electrical cleaning machine, that it will covered by China Rose. So basically, you have to be very clever on how to do the how to figure out the way in China in the custom, because the mechanical products are not covered by China Rose. The similar example can also happen for CCC. So it really depends on how you claim your products in the custom. Yeah, we do saw some cases in this way. Okay, it seems that we have already get enough questions, and now we are happily close this webinar. And thank you again for joining us, and thank you, Alessio, for the EU SME Center, and we hope we can get in touch in the future. Thank you very much. Bye. Have a lovely day.
Bye. Goodbye.